Hello everyone, my name is Adam and I'm so excited to be here with you today.
Hi everyone, I'm Julia and we're so glad you've joined us. In this podcast, we'll learn English together while exploring interesting topics. Today we have something very exciting to talk about.
That's right, Julia. We're going to talk about a man who is changing the world with his big ideas, Elon Musk. Have you heard of him?
Oh yes, Adam. Elon Musk is a famous inventor, entrepreneur, and innovator. He's known for creating companies like Tesla, SpaceX, and many others. But some people also call him a dreamer because he wants to make big changes, like sending people to Mars.
That's true, Julia. Elon Musk is building the future today. He's not just dreaming, he's actually working to make his dreams come true. That's why he's so famous. But for those who don't know much about him, let's explain a little more.
Great idea. Elon Musk was born in South Africa. He always loved computers and science. When he grew up, he started creating companies that solve big problems. For example, Tesla makes electric cars that help the environment, and SpaceX builds rockets to explore space.
And there's more. He has other projects like Solar City, which helps people use solar energy, and Neuralink, which is working on connecting computers to the human brain. Elon Musk's ideas are all about helping the world and making life better.
That's why people all over the world know his name. But Adam, why are we talking about Elon Musk today?
Good question, Julia. There are two main reasons. First, his story is very inspiring. He shows us that if you work hard and believe in your ideas, you can do amazing things.
And the second reason is that this is a great chance to learn English. We will use simple words and sentences to help our listeners understand.
Exactly. As we talk about Elon Musk, we will introduce new vocabulary and phrases. We'll also ask questions to help you practice. So, by the end of this podcast, you'll not only know more about Elon Musk, but you'll also improve your English.
That sounds like a great plan, Adam. Listeners, get ready to learn about an exciting topic while practicing your English.
Yes, let's dive in and see how Elon Musk is building the future today. Ready, Julia?
Ready, let's begin.
So now that we've introduced Elon Musk, let's dive deeper into his story. Who is Elon Musk? Where did he come from? And how did he become such a famous person? Julia, let's start at the very beginning.
Sure, Adam. Elon Musk was born on June 28, 1971 in Pretoria, a city in South Africa. Pretoria is one of the country's 3 capital cities, known for its beautiful gardens and history. Elon grew up in a middle-class family. His father was an engineer, and his mother was a model and dietitian. From a very young age, Elon showed he was special. He loved reading books, and he spent hours learning about science and technology. He even taught himself computer programming when he was just 10 years old, which is amazing because computers were not as common or easy to use as they are today.
That's incredible, Julia. Teaching yourself programming at that age really shows how curious and determined he was. What else can you tell us about his childhood?
Well, Adam, Elon Musk wasn't just smart. He was also very imaginative. He didn't just play video games, he created them. In fact, when he was only 12 years old, he designed and sold a simple computer game called Blastar. This early success showed that he wasn't afraid to try new things and make money from his ideas. But Elon's childhood wasn't always easy. He was often bullied in school because he was quiet and different from other kids. However, these challenges didn't stop him. Instead, they made him stronger and more focused on his goals.
That's a good point, Julia. Sometimes, difficult experiences can shape us into stronger people. Now, let's talk about his education. Elon Musk wanted to explore new opportunities, so when he was 17 years old, he moved to Canada to attend Queen's University. Later, he transferred to the University of Pennsylvania in the United States. At Penn, he studied physics and economics. Physics helped him understand how the world works, and economics taught him how to create businesses. This combination of knowledge became very important for his future.
That's true, Adam. After graduating, Elon Musk decided to pursue a PhD in physics at Stanford University in California. But guess what? He dropped out after just 2 days.
2 days? That's such a short time. Why did he leave, Julia?
Well, Adam, Elon realized that starting his own business was more exciting and could have a bigger impact on the world. So, in 1995, he and his brother, Kimball Musk, started their first company, Zip2. Zip2 was a kind of online map and business directory, which was very new at that time. In 1999, they sold Zip2 to a big company for $307 million. Elon used the money to start another company called X.com, which eventually became PayPal. PayPal changed how people send and receive money online and became one of the most successful online payment systems in the world.
Wow, Julia, it's amazing to see how Elon Musk kept moving forward. But PayPal is just the beginning of his story. After selling PayPal, he started Tesla, SpaceX, and several other companies. Let's talk about Tesla first.
Absolutely. Tesla is probably the company most people know Elon Musk for. Tesla makes electric cars which are better for the environment than traditional gas-powered cars. But Tesla isn't just about cars. It's about clean energy. The company also makes solar panels and batteries to store energy. Elon Musk's goal with Tesla is to reduce pollution and help the world move away from fossil fuels.
That's so inspiring, Julia. And then there's SpaceX, another one of his groundbreaking companies. SpaceX is all about space exploration. When Elon Musk founded it in 2002, his dream was to make space travel cheaper and more accessible. He even said he wants to help humans live on Mars one day. SpaceX has already achieved a lot, like launching reusable rockets and sending astronauts to the International Space Station.
Yes, Adam. And SpaceX is a perfect example of how Elon Musk thinks big. He doesn't just want to improve life on Earth. He wants to expand human life beyond Earth. And don't forget his other projects. For example, he started Solar City, which focuses on solar energy, and Neuralink, a company working on connecting the human brain to computers. He also founded the Boring Company, which is trying to solve traffic problems by building underground tunnels.
That's a lot of achievements, Julia. It's clear that Elon Musk is more than just a businessman. He's an inventor, an engineer, and an innovator. He uses his ideas to create solutions for some of the world's biggest problems, like pollution, traffic, and even the limits of human exploration.
Exactly, Adam. Elon Musk is always looking for ways to build a better future. His work teaches us about the power of creativity, hard work, and never giving up. But it's also important to remember that he didn't do it alone. He worked with talented teams of people who helped turn his ideas into reality.
That's a good point, Julia. Nobody achieves great things alone. It takes teamwork and determination. So, now we know a bit about Elon Musk's background and his major achievements. Listeners, did you learn some new words? Let's go over the key vocabulary from this section. Inventor, entrepreneur, engineer, and innovator. Julia, can you explain these words?
Of course. An inventor is someone who creates new things, like Elon Musk creating the Hyperloop idea. An entrepreneur is someone who starts and runs a business, like when Elon Musk started Tesla. An engineer is someone who uses science and math to solve problems, like designing rockets at SpaceX. And finally, an innovator is someone who introduces new ideas or methods, which Elon Musk does all the time.
Thanks, Julia. Listeners, try to use these words in your own sentences. For example, you could say, Elon Musk is an inventor because he creates new technologies.
That's a great idea, Adam. Now that we've covered who Elon Musk is and what he's achieved, let's move on to how he's building the future with Tesla.
Now that we've learned about Elon Musk's background and his amazing journey from a young dreamer to one of the most influential figures in the world today, let's take a deeper dive into one of the cornerstones of his incredible vision for the future: Tesla. Tesla is not just another car company. It represents a radical shift in how we think about transportation, energy, and sustainability. Julia, let me ask you, What do you think makes Tesla so unique and revolutionary compared to other companies that make cars?
That's a fascinating question, Adam, and I think the answer lies in Tesla's ability to completely change the way people view electric cars and sustainable energy solutions. When most people thought about electric vehicles in the past, they pictured small, slow cars that were neither practical nor attractive. Tesla shattered those stereotypes by introducing sleek, high-performance cars that are entirely powered by electricity. But beyond the aesthetics and speed, Tesla's mission is what makes it stand out. Elon Musk has always emphasized that the company's ultimate goal is to help the world transition to sustainable energy, which is a bold and necessary vision for the future of our planet.
You're absolutely right, Julia. Tesla's commitment to sustainability is evident in everything it does, starting with its cars. Unlike traditional vehicles that use internal combustion engines fueled by gasoline or diesel, Tesla's cars run on electricity stored in powerful batteries. These batteries are charged using electrical power, which can come from renewable energy sources like solar or wind. This means that Tesla's electric vehicles, or EVs, don't emit harmful gases like carbon dioxide while they're driving, making them much cleaner for the environment. And considering how much pollution is caused by traditional cars, this is a game changer for reducing the negative impact of transportation on our planet.
Exactly, Adam. To understand just how significant this is, we need to talk about the environmental problems caused by traditional cars. Vehicles that run on gasoline or diesel release large amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These gases, especially carbon dioxide, trap heat in the Earth's atmosphere and contribute to global warming, which is a major cause of climate change. Climate change leads to severe problems like rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and damage to ecosystems. By replacing traditional cars with electric vehicles, Tesla is helping to address these issues in a big way.
And it's not just about the cars themselves, Julia. Tesla is also leading the charge in clean energy technology. For instance, the company produces solar panels that can be installed on homes and buildings to generate electricity directly from sunlight. This is a perfect example of renewable energy, which is energy that comes from sources that don't run out, like the sun, wind, and water. By using solar panels, people can reduce their reliance on fossil fuels and generate their own clean energy, which is better for both the environment and their wallets in the long run.
That's a great point, Adam. And what's even more exciting is Tesla's work with energy storage. The company has developed large batteries, often called power walls, that can store solar energy for later use. This is particularly useful because it allows people to use the energy they generate during the day at night or during cloudy weather when there's less sunlight. These batteries can also help communities by providing backup power during blackouts or emergencies. Imagine a future where entire neighborhoods or even cities are powered by clean, renewable energy stored in Tesla batteries. It's a future that seems closer than ever thanks to Tesla's innovations.
It's truly amazing to think about how Tesla is revolutionizing both transportation and energy. And we should talk about the history of Tesla's cars, which is also fascinating. The company's first car, the Roadster, was launched in 2008, and it was a groundbreaking achievement. The Roadster was the first electric car to offer long-range performance, with the ability to travel more than 200 miles on a single charge. It was also fast and stylish, proving that electric cars could compete with and even surpass traditional sports cars in terms of performance and design.
Yes, Adam, the Roadster set the stage for Tesla's future success. After the Roadster, Tesla introduced the Model S, which is a luxury sedan that became famous for its long range and advanced technology. Then came the Model X, a high-tech SUV with unique features like falcon wing doors. Tesla didn't stop there. They introduced the Model 3, which is more affordable and aimed at the mass market, and the Model Y, a versatile crossover SUV. Each of these cars represents Tesla's effort to make electric vehicles accessible to more people while maintaining high standards of quality and innovation.
And Tesla's vehicles aren't just about getting from one place to another. They also include cutting-edge technology like autopilot, which is Tesla's advanced driver assistance system. This system allows the car to steer, accelerate, and brake automatically in certain conditions, making driving safer and more convenient. Elon Musk has said that the ultimate goal is to create fully self-driving cars that can operate without any human input, which could transform transportation as we know it.
That's right, Adam. Tesla's vision goes far beyond just making cars. They're also working on electric trucks, like the Tesla Semi, which is designed to make shipping goods cleaner and more efficient. And let's not forget about the Cybertruck, which combines futuristic design with the toughness and durability of a traditional truck. These innovations show that Tesla is thinking about every aspect of transportation and how it can be improved for a sustainable future.
Julia, it's incredible to see how Tesla's work is not only helping the environment, but also inspiring other companies to follow their lead. When Tesla first started making electric cars, many people were skeptical. But now, almost every major car manufacturer is investing in electric vehicles. This shows how one company's bold vision can create a ripple effect that changes an entire industry.
Absolutely, Adam. And for our listeners, let's review some key vocabulary from this section. First, we talked about electric vehicles, or EVs, which are cars that run on electricity instead of gasoline. Next, we discussed batteries, which store energy to power these vehicles. Then we mentioned renewable energy, which comes from sources like the sun or wind that never run out. Finally, we talked about pollution, which is the harmful substances released into the environment, often by traditional cars and factories.
Great summary, Julia. Tesla is truly building the future, and it's exciting to imagine what they'll do next. For now, let's move on to another major area where Elon Musk is making a big impact: space exploration with SpaceX. But first, let's take a short break. Now let's move on to one of the most ambitious and awe-inspiring chapters of Elon Musk's story: his work with SpaceX. SpaceX, or Space Exploration Technologies Corp., is a private aerospace company that Elon Musk founded in 2002. Unlike anything that existed before, SpaceX is dedicated to reducing the cost of space travel and making space exploration accessible not just to governments, but also to private individuals and companies. Julia, what do you think makes SpaceX so important for the future of humanity?
That's a great question, Adam. SpaceX is important because it's doing things that were once thought to be impossible. For most of history, space exploration has been the domain of governments and large agencies like NASA, and it was incredibly expensive. SpaceX is changing that by creating reusable rockets, which dramatically reduce the cost of launching satellites, supplies, and even people into space. This innovation alone is a game changer, but SpaceX's goals go beyond just making space travel cheaper. Elon Musk has a vision of making humanity a multi-planetary species, which means that one day humans could live on other planets, starting with Mars.
Right, Julia. The idea of humans living on Mars might sound like science fiction, but Elon Musk is working to make it a reality. Let's break this down for our listeners. First, we need to understand what SpaceX is doing with rockets. Traditional rockets are used only once. They're launched into space, and then parts of them either burn up in the atmosphere or fall into the ocean. This makes every space mission incredibly expensive. SpaceX, however, has developed reusable rockets like the Falcon 9, which can return to Earth, land safely, and be used again for future missions. This technology has already saved millions of dollars and made frequent space travel a real possibility.
And it's not just the Falcon 9, Adam. SpaceX has also developed other rockets, like the Falcon Heavy, which is one of the most powerful rockets ever built. It can carry huge payloads into space, including satellites, research equipment, and even large amounts of supplies for space stations. But perhaps the most exciting development is the Starship rocket, which is designed to carry people to the Moon, Mars, and even beyond. Starship is meant to be fully reusable and capable of long-duration space flights, making it a key part of Elon Musk's vision for interplanetary travel.
That's right, Julia. And speaking of interplanetary travel, let's talk about Elon Musk's dream of going to Mars. Musk believes that Earth, while our home, is not a completely safe place for humanity in the long term. There are risks like climate change, natural disasters, and even the possibility of asteroid impacts. By establishing a human colony on Mars, Musk hopes to create a backup for humanity. If something were to happen to Earth, life could continue on Mars. It's a bold and ambitious dream, but Musk believes it's essential for the survival of our species.
And what's fascinating about Mars, Adam, is that it's one of the most Earth-like planets in our solar system. Mars has a day that's slightly longer than a day on Earth, and it has seasons, polar ice caps, and even some water trapped in its soil. However, Mars is also incredibly different from Earth in many ways. Its atmosphere is very thin and made mostly of carbon dioxide, so humans can't breathe there without special equipment. It's also much colder than Earth, with temperatures that can drop to extremes. Despite these challenges, Elon Musk and SpaceX are working on ways to make Mars habitable for humans.
And SpaceX isn't just dreaming about Mars, it's actively preparing for it. For example, the company has conducted numerous test flights of the Starship rocket to ensure it can handle the journey to Mars. They're also working on developing life support systems, habitats, and other technologies that would be needed for humans to survive on another planet. Musk has even talked about sending cargo missions to Mars in the next few years to deliver supplies and begin setting up the infrastructure for a future colony. It's incredible to think that this is happening in our lifetime.
It really is, Adam. But SpaceX's work isn't just about Mars. The company has already made a huge impact on life here on Earth. For example, SpaceX launches satellites for a variety of purposes, from weather forecasting to internet access. One of their most ambitious projects is Starlink, a network of thousands of satellites that provide high-speed internet to remote and underserved areas around the world. This is helping to bridge the digital divide and bring modern technology to people who previously didn't have access to it.
That's a great point, Julia. And SpaceX is also helping NASA and other space agencies with their missions. For example, SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft has been used to transport supplies to the International Space Station, and more recently, it has carried astronauts as well. This partnership between SpaceX and NASA is a perfect example of how private companies and government agencies can work together to achieve great things.
Absolutely, Adam. And let's not forget the excitement that SpaceX has brought to space exploration. When SpaceX successfully launched its Falcon 1 rocket in 2008, it became the first privately funded company to send a rocket into orbit. Since then, the company has achieved many milestones, like the first reuse of an orbital rocket and the first private company to send astronauts to the International Space Station. These achievements have inspired millions of people around the world to dream big and believe in the possibilities of space exploration.
And for our listeners, let's go over some key vocabulary. First, we talked about rockets, which are vehicles that travel into space. Next, we discussed space exploration, which is the study and travel of outer space. Then we mentioned astronauts, who are people trained to go to space. Finally, we talked about planets, which are large celestial bodies that orbit a star like Earth and Mars.
Great recap, Adam. SpaceX is truly reaching for the stars, and it's exciting to imagine what the future holds. From reusable rockets to dreams of Mars, Elon Musk is showing us that the possibilities for space exploration are endless.
Moving on, Julia, let's talk about some of Elon Musk's other incredible projects. While SpaceX and Tesla often steal the spotlight, there are several other companies and initiatives that Musk is involved in, each with a unique goal of improving life for humanity. These include SolarCity, Neuralink, and the Boring Company. Let's start with SolarCity. Do you know much about it?
Yes, Adam. SolarCity is a company that focuses on providing clean, renewable energy through solar panels. Musk co-founded it with his cousins in 2006, and it has since become one of the largest providers of solar power in the United States. The idea behind Solar City is simple yet powerful: to make solar energy affordable and accessible for everyone. By installing solar panels on rooftops, individuals and businesses can generate their own electricity from sunlight, reducing their reliance on traditional fossil fuels. This not only helps the environment by cutting down on pollution, but also saves people money in the long run.
That's a great explanation, Julia. Solar City is now part of Tesla and continues to play a key role in Musk's vision for a sustainable future. One of the most exciting products they've developed is the solar roof, which replaces traditional roof tiles with solar panels that look just like regular tiles. These tiles can capture sunlight and turn it into electricity, blending sustainability with aesthetics. It's amazing how Musk and his team are thinking about solving environmental issues from all angles.
Absolutely, Adam. Solar City is just one example of how Musk is tackling big problems with innovative solutions. Another fascinating project is Neuralink, a company that focuses on developing brain-computer interface technology. This might sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, but Neuralink is working on devices that can connect the human brain directly to computers. The goal is to help people with serious medical conditions, such as paralysis or brain injuries, by allowing them to control devices with their thoughts. Imagine being able to move a robotic arm or type on a computer screen just by thinking about it.
That's right, Julia. Neuralink has already made significant progress. The company has developed tiny, flexible threads that can be implanted into the brain. These threads can pick up signals from the brain and send them to a computer, where they can be interpreted and used to control devices. In the future, this technology could also be used to treat neurological conditions like Alzheimer's, or even enhance human intelligence. Musk has said that one of the long-term goals of Neuralink is to help humans keep up with artificial intelligence by merging with it in a way that benefits humanity.
It's incredible to think about, Adam. Neuralink could open up entirely new possibilities for healthcare, communication, and even education. But let's not forget the Boring Company, another of Musk's fascinating ventures. Despite its name, the Boring Company is anything but boring. This company is focused on building underground tunnels to solve traffic problems in cities. Musk's idea is that instead of building more roads above ground, we could create tunnels below ground where cars can travel quickly and efficiently on special electric platforms.
And the concept is already being tested, Julia. The Boring Company has built tunnels in Las Vegas, called the Las Vegas Loop, where electric vehicles like Teslas transport passengers between stations underground. The goal is to reduce traffic congestion, save time, and make city travel more efficient. Musk believes that underground transportation could be a game changer, especially in large cities where traffic jams are a daily headache for millions of people.
What's impressive about all these projects, Adam, is that they're not just about making money. Musk's companies are driven by a larger mission to solve global problems and improve the quality of life for everyone. Solar City is about clean energy, Neuralink is about advancing healthcare and human potential, and the Boring Company is about creating better urban infrastructure. Each of these projects addresses a unique challenge, and together they paint a picture of a future that's more sustainable, innovative, and connected.
And for our listeners, let's go over some key vocabulary from this section. First, we talked about solar panels, which are devices that capture sunlight and turn it into electricity. Next, we mentioned the brain-computer interface, a technology that connects the human brain to a computer. Then, we discussed tunnels, which are underground passages used for transportation. These words are important for understanding how Musk's innovations are shaping the future.
That's a great summary, Adam. Elon Musk's work with Solar City, Neuralink, and the Boring Company shows that he's not just thinking about the present. He's planning for the future. Whether it's clean energy, advanced medical technology, or efficient transportation, Musk's ideas have the potential to make life better for people all over the world.
Julia, Now that we've talked about Elon Musk's groundbreaking innovations and incredible achievements, let's shift our focus to something equally important: challenges and criticisms. No success story is without its hurdles, and Elon Musk's journey is no exception. In fact, his career is filled with moments where he faced significant risks, encountered serious problems, and dealt with harsh criticism. Yet, what stands out about Musk is his ability to persevere and keep moving forward despite these challenges.
That's a great point, Adam. One of the biggest challenges Musk faced early in his career was the financial risk involved in starting multiple companies. For example, when he founded Tesla and SpaceX, he poured almost all of his money into these ventures. By 2008, both companies were struggling. Tesla was close to bankruptcy, and SpaceX had failed its first 3 rocket launches. Many people thought Musk was taking on too much and that he would fail.
Exactly, Julia. At that time, critics were harsh. They said Musk was too ambitious, that electric cars would never succeed, and that private space exploration was impossible. Imagine working so hard, investing everything you have, and then hearing people say your ideas are doomed to fail. That kind of criticism could break most people. But instead of giving up, Musk kept pushing forward. He believed in his vision and took calculated risks to keep his companies alive.
That's true. One of the key moments came in late 2008, when SpaceX finally had a successful rocket launch on its 4th try. That success brought in a major contract with NASA, which gave SpaceX the funding it needed to survive and grow. At the same time, Tesla received a critical investment that helped it avoid bankruptcy. These events showed that persistence can pay off, even when the odds are stacked against you.
Another area where Musk has faced challenges is public criticism. His leadership style, for example, has often been described as demanding and intense. Some employees at his companies have said he sets very high expectations and works extremely long hours, which can create a stressful work environment. While this approach has driven innovation, it has also raised questions about how sustainable it is for the people working under him.
That's an important point, Adam. Musk has also been criticized for his public statements on social media. Sometimes his tweets have sparked controversy or led to misunderstandings. For example, his comments about taking Tesla private in 2018 caused legal issues with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. He ended up paying a fine and agreeing to certain restrictions on his social media use.
Yes, and yet, despite these challenges, Musk's perseverance has allowed him to keep moving forward. One of the lessons we can learn from his story is that failure is not the end. In fact, Musk has often said that failure is just a step towards success. For example, when SpaceX's rockets failed, he didn't see those failures as the end of the road. Instead, he saw them as opportunities to learn and improve.
Absolutely, Adam. Another example is Tesla's early days when the company faced major production problems. Musk and his team worked tirelessly to overcome those issues, and now Tesla is one of the most valuable car companies in the world. This shows that persistence and problem-solving can help overcome even the toughest challenges.
And it's not just Musk who can teach us this lesson. His story is a reminder for all of us that challenges and criticism are a part of life. Whether we're learning English, starting a new job, or pursuing a big dream, there will always be obstacles. The key is to stay focused, work hard, and not let failure discourage us.
That's so true, Adam. Let's also share some vocabulary to help our listeners better understand this topic. First, we have the word risk. This means taking a chance, even when there is a possibility of losing something. Then there's problem, which is something that makes things difficult. Next, we have perseverance, which means not giving up, even when things are hard. Finally, there's failure, which means not succeeding at something, but it doesn't mean the end.
Great words, Julia. And they're so relevant to Musk's story. He took risks, faced problems, and experienced failure, but his perseverance allowed him to achieve extraordinary success. It's a powerful message for anyone who feels discouraged by challenges.
Definitely, Adam. Challenges and criticism are not signs that we should stop. They are opportunities to grow stronger and smarter. Musk's story teaches us that if we believe in our goals and work hard, we can overcome anything.
Now, Julia, as we look at Elon Musk's incredible achievements, it's hard not to be inspired by his life and career. So, in this section, we want to explore why Elon Musk is such an inspiring figure and what we can learn from his journey. There are so many things about his life that motivate us to work harder, think differently, and pursue our dreams without hesitation. The first thing that stands out is his creativity. Musk is constantly coming up with new ideas and solutions to some of the world's most pressing problems, like climate change, space exploration, and sustainable energy. But what makes him so inspiring is not just his ability to think creatively, it's his willingness to take these bold ideas and turn them into reality. Most people might dream of creating electric cars, building reusable rockets, or making cities smarter. But Musk is one of the few who takes these dreams and works tirelessly to make them come true.
That's a great point, Adam. Creativity is one thing, but action is what really sets Musk apart. While many people talk about big ideas, Musk has always taken the necessary steps to transform them into actual products and services. For example, when most people were still skeptical about electric cars, Musk didn't just talk about them. He built Tesla, a company that is now revolutionizing the automotive industry. Similarly, while many doubted the feasibility of private space travel, Musk didn't give up. He founded SpaceX, and just a few years ago, SpaceX became the first private company to send astronauts to the International Space Station. This willingness to take bold action on creative ideas is truly inspiring.
Absolutely, Julia. And when we talk about Elon Musk's life, we can't forget about his incredible work ethic. He is known for working extremely long hours, often spending 80 to 100 hours a week between his companies. This level of commitment is something that can inspire all of us to dedicate more time and energy to our own goals, no matter how big or small they may be. But it's not just about the number of hours worked, it's about how Musk focuses all his energy on solving problems and finding solutions. Whether it's through his work with Tesla, SpaceX, or his other ventures, Musk's dedication to creating a better future is clear in everything he does. It's easy to admire someone who works hard and doesn't give up, even when faced with setbacks, financial risks, or personal challenges.
That's right, Adam. And beyond creativity and hard work, one of the most inspiring things about Musk is his deep passion for making the world a better place. When we look at his companies, it's clear that they are not just about making money. They are about changing the world. Tesla isn't just about selling electric cars. It's about reducing carbon emissions and helping the planet. SpaceX isn't just about launching rockets. It's about making life multiplanetary and eventually helping humans reach Mars. Solar City isn't just about installing solar panels. It's about creating sustainable energy solutions that can power homes and businesses without harming the environment. Musk's passion for improving the world through technology and innovation is contagious, and it's something that drives his success.
Exactly, Julia. Musk's life is a reminder that passion is the fuel that drives success. Without passion, creativity and hard work can feel empty. But when you're truly passionate about something, it doesn't matter how difficult the journey is or how many obstacles you face. You keep going because you believe in what you're doing, and you know it's worth it. We can all take this lesson to heart in our own lives, whether it's learning English, pursuing a career, or following a personal dream. Passion gives us the energy to keep moving forward, even when things get tough.
And when we look at Musk's path to success, we see a perfect example of perseverance. Success doesn't happen overnight, and Musk's journey was filled with failures, financial struggles, and criticisms. But instead of giving up, he used these challenges as learning experiences. Every failure, whether it was a rocket explosion or a Tesla production problem, taught him valuable lessons that helped him grow. In fact, Musk has often said that failure is simply part of the process and that it's something you have to embrace if you want to succeed. This mindset is incredibly inspiring because it shows that success is not about avoiding failure. It's about how you handle failure and keep going, even when the odds are against you.
That's such an important lesson, Julia. Musk teaches us that failure is not the end. It's just a step along the way. His life shows us that when we follow our creativity, work hard, stay passionate, and persevere, we can achieve incredible things. Whether it's building a successful career, making a difference in our communities, or simply reaching personal goals, we can take inspiration from Musk's journey and apply it to our own lives.
Exactly, Adam. So let's take a moment to review some key vocabulary from this section. First, we have inspire, which means to make someone want to do something or be better. Then we have creativity, which is the ability to come up with new and original ideas. Passion is another important word, and it means a strong feeling of enthusiasm or excitement for something. And finally, success, which is the achievement of a goal or something you've worked hard to accomplish.
Those are great words, Julia. They really sum up what makes Musk such an inspiring figure. Creativity, passion, hard work, and perseverance are the qualities that have driven his success, and they are qualities that we can all develop and apply in our own lives to make a positive impact.
Absolutely, Adam. Elon Musk is a living example that no dream is too big if we have the passion and perseverance to make it happen.
Before we move forward, let's take a moment to review the key vocabulary we've learned throughout today's podcast. We've covered many important words, and this section will help you understand and practice how to use them in simple sentences. These words are not only useful in talking about Elon Musk's life and work, but they can also be applied in many other contexts as you continue to improve your English. First, let's go over the vocabulary from earlier. We've had words like inventor, entrepreneur, engineer, innovator, electric vehicle, battery, renewable energy, pollution, rocket, space exploration, astronaut, planet, solar panels, brain-computer interface, tunnel, risk, problem, perseverance, failure, inspire, creativity, passion, and success. Now let's take a look at how we can use each of these words in simple sentences so that you can practice them and feel more confident in your English skills.
Great. Let's start with the word inventor. An inventor is someone who creates something new. Here's a simple sentence. Elon Musk is an inventor because he created Tesla cars and SpaceX rockets. You can use the word inventor when talking about people who make new things or ideas. For example, Thomas Edison was an inventor who created the light bulb.
Nice! Now let's move on to entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is someone who starts and runs a business. Here's a sentence. Elon Musk is an entrepreneur who has started several successful companies like PayPal, Tesla, and SpaceX. You could also say, Steve Jobs was an entrepreneur who co-founded Apple. This word is really useful when talking about people who create and grow businesses.
Next, we have engineer. An engineer is someone who designs and builds things. For example, Elon Musk is also an engineer because he helps design new technology like electric cars and rockets. Another sentence could be, a civil engineer designs bridges and buildings. This word is important when talking about people who work in fields like construction, technology, or science.
Moving on to innovator. An innovator is someone who introduces new ideas or methods. For instance, Elon Musk is an innovator who is changing the way we think about transportation and energy. You could also say, the Wright brothers were innovators who built the first airplane. This word is great for talking about people who bring new ideas into the world.
Now let's talk about electric vehicle. An electric vehicle, or EV, is a car that runs on electricity instead of gasoline. A simple sentence could be, Tesla makes electric vehicles that are better for the environment. Another example is, I want to buy an electric vehicle to reduce pollution. Electric vehicles are an important part of reducing pollution and saving energy.
Good. Next up is battery. A battery is a device that stores energy to power something. For example, Tesla cars use large batteries to run the electric motor. Another sentence could be, "My phone's battery is low. I need to charge it." Batteries are used in many devices, from cars to phones to computers.
Let's move on to renewable energy. Renewable energy comes from sources that are naturally replenished, like the sun or wind. Here's a sentence. Solar panels use renewable energy from the sun. You could also say, wind turbines produce renewable energy to power homes. Using renewable energy helps reduce pollution and protect the environment.
Now, let's look at pollution. Pollution is harmful waste or substances that damage the environment. For example, pollution from factories can harm the air and water. You could also say, electric cars help reduce pollution because they do not produce harmful gases. This word is very useful when discussing environmental issues.
Moving on to rocket. A rocket is a vehicle that travels into space. A simple sentence could be, SpaceX builds rockets that take astronauts into space. Another example is, the rocket launched successfully and reached the moon. Rockets are essential for space exploration.
Good. Now let's talk about space exploration. Space exploration is the study and exploration of space by sending spacecraft into it. You could say, SpaceX is helping with space exploration by sending rockets to the International Space Station. Another sentence could be, NASA is an organization that works on space exploration projects. Space exploration helps us learn more about the universe.
Next is astronaut. An astronaut is a person who is trained to travel and work in space. For example, Elon Musk wants to send astronauts to Mars using SpaceX rockets. Another example is, Neil Armstrong was the first astronaut to walk on the moon. Astronauts play an important role in exploring space.
Now we have planet. A planet is a large round object in space that orbits a star. For instance, Mars is a planet that Elon Musk hopes to send humans to. You could also say, Earth is the only planet known to support life. Planets are important in space exploration because they are our destinations in the search for new places to live.
Let's talk about solar panels. Solar panels are devices that capture sunlight and turn it into electricity. A simple sentence could be, Solar City installs solar panels on homes to use the power of the sun. Another example is, we can reduce energy costs by installing solar panels on our roof. Solar panels help us use renewable energy.
Now, let's look at brain-computer interface. A brain-computer interface connects the brain to a computer, allowing communication between the two. For example, Neuralink is working on a brain-computer interface that could help people with disabilities. Another example is, a brain-computer interface could be used to control a robotic arm. This technology could change the way we interact with machines.
Moving on to tunnel. A tunnel is an underground passage. For instance, the Boring Company is working on building tunnels for faster transportation. You could also say, trains travel through tunnels in many countries. Tunnels are important for creating new transportation systems.
Now let's look at risk. Risk is the possibility of something bad happening. For example, Elon Musk takes risks when starting new companies, but he believes in his ideas. You could also say, there is always some risk when trying something new. Taking risks is a part of achieving big goals.
Next is problem. A problem is something that needs to be solved. For example, one problem Tesla is solving is how to make electric cars affordable. Another example is, SpaceX is working to solve the problem of space travel costs. Problems can often lead to new solutions.
Finally, let's discuss perseverance and failure. Perseverance is the ability to keep trying, even when things are difficult. Failure is when things don't work out as planned. For example, Elon Musk shows perseverance by continuing to work on SpaceX rockets even after failures. You could say, failure is not the end. It's an opportunity to learn and try again. Perseverance helps us overcome challenges and reach our goals.
That's right, Adam. Now that we've gone through these words and sentences, we hope you feel more comfortable using them. Remember, the best way to learn a language is to keep practicing, and using these words in your own sentences will help you become more confident in speaking English.
Exactly. Don't forget to practice these words and try to use them in conversations, writing, or even just thinking about how they fit into everyday life. Keep going, and you'll see your English improve over time.
Thanks for listening, and we hope you've enjoyed today's podcast. Stay tuned for more and keep practicing your English.
All right. Now that we've gone through a lot of interesting information about Elon Musk and his incredible work, it's time for some questions and interaction. This section will help you practice using the vocabulary and concepts we've talked about so far. Julia and I will ask each other some simple questions, and we encourage you, our listeners, to think about your own answers as well. Let's see how much you've learned today.
Yes, it's time for some fun and easy questions. I'll start with the first one. Adam, what do you think is Elon Musk's most important invention so far? Do you think it's his work with Tesla, SpaceX, or something else? Why?
That's a great question, Julia. I believe Elon Musk's most important invention is probably Tesla. Electric cars are the future of transportation, and Tesla has helped to make them popular and more accessible to people all over the world. With the rise in pollution and climate change, electric vehicles are a huge step toward reducing harm to our planet. What about you, Julia? What do you think is his most important invention?
I think SpaceX might be the most important, especially because of Elon Musk's dream to make life multiplanetary. SpaceX is working on creating rockets that can send astronauts to Mars and other planets. If we can successfully explore and even live on other planets, that would be a huge achievement for humanity. It's hard to pick just one because all of his inventions are important in different ways, but SpaceX definitely has the potential to change the future forever.
You know, Julia, that's a very interesting perspective. It's true that SpaceX could change how we think about space and even life on other planets. Now, here's another question for you. What do you think is the biggest challenge Elon Musk has faced in his career?
Great question. I believe the biggest challenge Musk has faced is the financial risk involved in his projects. For example, there were times when Tesla was struggling to survive, and SpaceX almost went bankrupt. But Musk didn't give up. He invested a lot of his own money and continued to push forward. This shows how determined he is. What do you think, Adam? Do you agree with me?
Yes, I completely agree, Julia. Elon Musk has faced a lot of financial challenges, but his persistence and belief in his projects have helped him get through those tough times. His ability to keep moving forward, even when things seem difficult, is what makes him such an inspiring figure. It's a good reminder for us as well that facing challenges is normal, but perseverance can lead to success. All right, now let's ask a question to our listeners.
Yes, great idea. Here's a question for you, our listeners. How do you think Elon Musk's inventions are changing the world? Do you think electric cars and rockets will become more common in the future? We want you to think about how these inventions could affect your life, your city, and even the planet. Try answering these questions in English by writing them down or speaking them out loud. It's a great way to practice.
Exactly. And here's another question for you to think about. What is the role of renewable energy in the future? Do you think solar panels and electric vehicles will be important in reducing pollution? Why or why not? This is a great opportunity for you to practice using words like renewable energy, pollution, and electric vehicle in your answers.
That's a wonderful question, Adam. We also want to know what you think about space exploration. Do you believe humans will be able to live on other planets one day? What challenges do you think we will face in trying to get to Mars or other planets? There are many exciting possibilities, but there are also many challenges to consider.
Very true, Julia. And don't forget about Elon Musk's other projects, like Neuralink and the Boring Company. We want to hear from you, too. What do you think about the idea of brain-computer interfaces or tunnels for faster transportation? These are concepts that sound like science fiction, but Elon Musk is making them a reality. How do you think these projects could improve our lives?
That's right. These are all big questions, and we encourage you to talk about them, think about them, and even write your answers in a notebook. Practice is key when it comes to learning English, and these topics give you the chance to use new words and ideas in a fun and creative way. Let's keep going with more questions.
Okay, I have another one. Elon Musk is known for being very creative. What do you think creativity means, and how can it help people solve problems? You could say, creativity helps me solve problems by thinking outside the box, or Elon Musk uses his creativity to find new ways to help the environment. What do you think creativity means in your life?
That's a great one, Adam. Creativity can help us solve many problems, and we all use creativity in different ways, even when we're learning English. Creativity helps us think of new ideas and different solutions to challenges. Here's another question for you, listeners. How can you use creativity in your daily life, whether it's in your studies, hobbies, or even in learning English? We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Right, Julia. And let's wrap up with one final question for everyone. What do you admire most about Elon Musk's character? Is it his hard work, his vision, his passion, or something else? Think about the qualities that have made him successful and how you can apply them to your own life. It's always inspiring to learn from people who have achieved so much, and you can take these lessons with you as you work on your English and in everything else you do.
We hope that today's questions and discussion have given you plenty to think about. Remember, the goal is not only to learn English, but to also understand the ideas and concepts that are shaping our future. The more you engage with the content, the more you will improve your language skills.
Exactly. So, listeners, keep practicing these questions, write down your answers, and try saying them out loud. The more you practice, the better you will become at expressing your ideas in English. And as always, if you ever feel unsure about your answers or need some help, you can always go back to the vocabulary and examples we've shared today.
Thanks so much for listening and participating with us today. We hope this podcast has been helpful and inspiring. Keep practicing your English, keep thinking about the future, and keep dreaming big, just like Elon Musk.
And don't forget, the more you practice, the closer you get to mastering English. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next episode. And that brings us to the end of today's episode. We want to thank all of you, our wonderful listeners, for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed learning about Elon Musk, his incredible work, and how his ideas are helping to build the future.
Yes, thank you so much for listening. We hope you found the conversation interesting and inspiring. Remember, learning English is a journey, and every step you take brings you closer to your goals. Keep practicing, keep exploring new topics, and keep improving your skills.
That's right. And don't forget, sharing is caring. If you enjoyed this episode, please share the podcast with your friends, family, or anyone who might benefit from learning English. The more people you share it with, the more we can help others learn and grow.
Absolutely. And remember, practice makes perfect. Try to practice English every day, whether it's speaking, reading, writing, or listening. The more you use English in your daily life, the faster you will improve. Keep up the great work, and don't give up.
We believe in you, and we know that with dedication and hard work, you can achieve your English learning goals. Thank you once again for listening to the English Globe.
We'll be back with more exciting episodes to help you improve your English. Until then, take care, keep practicing, and see you next time.
Goodbye, everyone. Stay curious and keep learning.